Morning, welcome to my little channel for restoring an accordion. Hope you enjoy watching what I've been doing. So what I'm going to do first of all today is just talk through progress so far. So where I've got up to so far. So I've done a few things. First of all, I've leveled the keys on the keyboard. So basically I've gone over, and there's a few funny ones. There's one that's really low, and I took the palette off for that one and just took a little bit off the groove so that the arm sat a bit further down, and that lifted the key up. So they're sitting pretty nice and level now. That's nice. And I've also just given them a little clean up. But I'm very happy with all the palettes, and that's all looking good. So that's that bit. Just put that down a minute. On the last video, I just went through the bellows gasket, and the bellows are looking in nice shape. I finished doing all of the reeds. So, what have we got here? So the reed block for the bass, one of them was actually glued into the actual bass side. So I had to take the reeds out, clean them, revolve them on one side, put them and wax them into the reed block in situ, which is a little bit tricky because what you don't want to do is get the wax into the bass mechanism and on the bass pallets. You can see some of the bass pallets through those holes there. So you have to kind of tip it more like this as you're waxing it in, so the wax comes that way and doesn't end up going into the bass mechanism. But that's all been done, and they've been valved, and they're all ready to go. So that's looking nice. So that's done. I've also finished off all of the other reeds. So this is one of the treble reed blocks. It's all looking good. The other treble reed block has been completely revolved and re-waxed, and this is the other bass reed block, which has also been sorted out. So that's all ready to go. So all the reeds have been done. The bellowed gasket's been done. The pallets on the treble side have been done. I'm not going to do the pallets on the bass side. I think they're okay and don't need changing. Also, to get to those pallets, it looks pretty much impossible to get in without absolutely taking all the bass bits apart. So and they don't look in bad condition, so they're going to stay. So everything's kind of ready to be put back together. And so I'm going to put all the reed blocks back in, and just to see how the compression of the accordion feels with everything back in and the bellows gasket done and everything. So just make sure it feels nice, and just have a little listen. It won't sound in tune by any means because I haven't done any tuning yet, but it's just good to see where we are. And then I'll start the tuning process of the reeds, and that will include doing a basic tuning of the reeds with the reed blocks out of the accordion on my bellows table thing, and then when they're kind of nearer and about, then I'll put the reeds back in and I'll start to tune them in the accordion, because when you put them in the accordion, the kind of sound waves change a bit, the acoustics change, and the reeds sound a little bit different, so you have to finally tune it in the inside. So I'll do that. One other little thing I'd like to show is this is what I'm very pleased about this. So basically, when you take the pins out of an accordion, it's quite a good idea to put the pins back in the same holes that they came out of, because sometimes the pins can be slightly different sizes, sometimes they can be a little bit different shaped, and sometimes basically when you put the pin in, it kind of makes a little hole for that pin, and then if you kind of get the pins muddled up, you can find that another pin, even it might be the same diameter pin, it doesn't really go in that well. So what I've done, I've got a little block here, as you can see, I've got a little picture of both sides of an accordion. This is the front, so you see the piano keys and the buttons. So this is what the pins, where the pins go on the front when you look at the front of it, and this is where they go when you look at the back. So I've drawn some holes a bit, we'll draw some pictures, and I've got 4 holes going across, because sometimes you have a line of 4 pins on some of the bigger accordions. So I've just put an extra hole in case I've an accordion with 4 rather than 3. So when I come to put it all back together again, I know exactly which pin comes out of which hole, and it's quite good to do that, because it can be a bit of a pain if the pins get muddled up and you can't get them all in properly. So there we are, that's my little gadget. So I'll just put that down there. So I'll stop this little video now. This is just a progress check video, and the next one I'll pop up would be I'll put all the reeds back in, and put it all together again and have a first little play of the accordion, and then start the tuning up. And I'll start with the treble side tuning, and then I go on to the bass side tuning. So this is just a little progress check, and then the next one will be actually having a listen and some tuning. Great. Alright, see you next time.